Hello students, sorry for the network issue over there. I will try to complete today's agenda, the problem statement, and also the way to solve it. As we have gone through the first problem statement, that was like how to calculate the weight of a particular person on the Mars. Let's rewrite the entire code once again. Here, our agenda problem statement is mm, weight on the Mars provided with weight on the Earth. Okay, okay. If that is the case, then what is the formula to calculate the weight on the weight of the particular person on the Mars is equal to weight on Mars is nothing but what is the Earth weight? What will be the Earth weight into 0.378? Because the reason behind is it was mentioned here that is weight on the Mars is 37.8% to that of the weight on the Earth. So with this equation, mathematical equation, the mathematical equation, we can calculate the weight of the person on the Mars. For that, we require two important things, or the only one important thing, that is, we need the weight of the person on the on the Earth. That is to calculate the Earth weight, that is equal to float of input of enter the weight on Earth. Okay. Now I will, okay. Now, before going through the next calculation step or the next line of code, here, what is, I mean, like, whatever the user gonna give, whatever the type of the user, if it is the float is not provided, whatever the user type will be taken in the text format, which is also called as the string format. Example, if the user types 120, the input function receive it as 120, as 120, 120. It is take it as 120 instead of 120 in the numerical format. In order to get the value in the numerical format, we will try to use this float keyword or the int keyword to perform that particular mathematical operation with respect to the problem statement. So what is the float keyword operation is, it's gonna changes the text input or the string input to the decimal number. Okay. So without this use, we won't able to multiply the weight. That is like that if the float keyword is not being used, what happens? Then whatever the input is been provided, user input would be in this format, and you have to multiply this thing with 0.378, right? Which is not acceptable because it is a numerical format. 378, sorry, this is a numerical one and it is string one. Strings cannot be multiplied with the numerical, but it can also be multiplied to repeat a particular strings again and again. I will show it before that, but according to the problem statement, we require the whatever the weight of the earth, weight of the person on the earth in the numerical format. Even the in real life situation, we can say the person weight would be in the numerical format or the decimal format. So after getting whatever the user weight on the earth, so we just have to, what we have to do, we have to calculate is Mars weight. That is nothing but round of earth weight to multiplied with 0.378. Now round off to this 2. Now what is performed here is, now what does this do is, it go, oh, I'm sorry. Ensure whatever the variables that has been written here should be same, because the Python is case sensitive. Case sensitive in the sense, if it is written as E and if you are using the E, so these two words or these two names are different, or in the simple terms, these two variables are corresponding to two different variables, two different meanings. So it is case sensitive in nature. So every time whenever you want to do a particular operation, ensure that whatever the variable that is being used, that particular variable should be used over here. So what does the round here? The round keyword is make sure that whatever the result will be in the 2-digit after the decimal format or the decimal point. For example, if you get something around like 46.66666666, then it will just, this round keyword just convert into 46.67 or something, you could say. Here the float keyword, it is normally input takes the input, I will be a bit clear. Input keyword, I'm talking about keyword, takes the input from the, or 1 minute. Instead of that, I will write here, input keyword takes the input in the string format, but it is not suitable to calculate with 0.378. So we need to convert it to numerical value. So for that, we are using the float keyword that convert the string to float numerical representation. Sorry for the mistake, representation. Okay, done. So with this, we have got the Mars weight. Now what we just have to do is we just have to print the equivalent Mars weight. That is, print the uh, equivalent mass, equivalent weight on the Mars is nothing but Mars weight. So let's run it. Let's take certain values, or instead try to complete this use case itself. Here they have been provided with 120 as the Earth weight. So here we got 45.36, which is almost same, which is not almost same, it is correct only. Why we got 2 decimal point? Because we have used here 2 as the value to get the 2 decimal point. Instead, if I use 4 as the decimal point, then for the same 120, we will get here, okay, I think it is 36.000. That's why it is we are getting in 45.36 itself. If it is 000, it will, we will get in the whatever the in the 2 decimal point, or it gonna ignores the 0 after the values, after decimal points. Okay. If it would be something like 46.6666, something like this, it will convert back to 46.767. I mean, like 667 it would be. Since we are considering it 2, let it make it 2. Okay, this was one question. So the next question, what I was saying was about what happens instead of the Mars, they are being provided with, or if we want to calculate for the other planets. If you go through, this, if we have to use the same logic over here, we just need to find the gravitation, which will be provided in the question, or it will be provided in the problem statement, and we just have to multiply with that of the Earth weight to get the equivalent weight on that particular planet. So how should you know which planet we are dealing with? For that, we have to ask the same question to the user and get which planet we are dealing with. So in order to know which planet as the input, we will try to take the input from the enter the planet. So here we are talking about the enter the planet itself. Now here we are keeping it is in the string format itself. String format only, because whatever the planet name, it will not be in the numerical format, right? It will be in the string format or the textual format only. So we required in the textual format itself. So we don't use any float keyword or the int keyword that I have mentioned in the session as well as in this particular video. So next, once we know the planet, which planet we are dealing with, and what is the weight on the Earth, we just have to multiply with its gravitation to get the weight, the equivalent weight on that particular planet. So if the planet is equal to Mercury. So as I have mentioned in my previous sessions also, what is the use of the if keyword? To check a particular condition. If For here, if the planet input is equal to Mercury, if it is equal to Mercury, Mercury means it is one of the planet. If it is equal to the Mercury, so the gravitation or the gravity would be is equal to 0.376. Okay. Elif, if the planet input is equal to Venus, gravity is equal to 0.889 elif. Now, what is this elif keyword? If we don't have one condition, if we have multiple condition which we have to repeat over it, we will use this elif keyword. For the starting, when we start for the condition, first starting with the if, after that elif, then lastly else, when all the condition that we have met and no condition is not there, and we just have to check if all those conditions are been failing, what else we have to do. So in real life situation, it is similar to that. If the rain is falling, then I won't go to play. If rain is not falling, what will you do? Like if rain falls, I will go. I will not go to play. Else, I will go to the play. That's how it is being dealing with. So similar to that, elif. Elif is the keyword when we have multiple conditions that we need to deal with. Since we have multiple planet names, so for that we are doing the same. What is the next planet? Venus, Mercury, planet, Mercury, Venus, Mars. Planet input is equal to. Now, when we want to this equivalent comparator, this in order to make, we need to check whether these two are same or not. For that, we will using this comparator, that is equal to comparator. If we want to check whether they are not equal to, then we're gonna use this comparator to check if they are not same. Okay, if it is greater than, or we can use the lesser than for the numerical representation. In the numerical value, when we have to check if one particular value is greater than that of the another value. Okay, this is Venus. Then if it is a Mars, then we already know that the gravity is around 0.378, right? Okay, then once again we have planet is equal to Jupiter. Jupiter gravity is equal to 2.36. Elif, planet equal to Uranus. If we are talking about Uranus, the gravity is equal to 0.815. Okay, what else we have? Elif, planet, planet. Why I'm taking the planet again? Neptune, gravity is equal to 1.14. Now, what happens if the user gives any other keyword other than that of this planet? I mean, instead of giving the planet names, if it provides you any other word or the syntax or the statement or the text which does not correspond to the planet name. For that, we have to write if all these condition doesn't meet, if all these things, if other than that of the planets, if the user gives any other text, what we have to do is we just have to say that we just have to print that sorry, that planet name is not there in the solar system. I would say if it is not, because other than this there is no other planet, I guess, because earth weight we are considering, so planet earth would be removed. Other than all other planets are being considered over here, I guess. Saturn. Oh, sorry, I missed one more planet, that is Saturn. If planet equal to Saturn, gravity would be 0.815. These values I am directly taking from, I have directly noted it from the problem statement. These values will be provided in the problem statement. You don't have to worry about it. So once we get, if we get from the user any other text which is not equivalent to this particular keywords or these planet names, Then we just say this thing like the planet name is not present in the solar system or even or in the list or in the list. Then we will just exit from here. This keyword, exit keyword, is used when we just have to exit the entire code. We don't want to execute the remaining code after this. We just want to stop the entire code there itself. That's for this we are using the exit keyword. Okay. Okay. So what happens if we get this one? Okay. Since we know the planets, okay, then what happens? We know the planet weight in that particular planet weight is equal to round off to that of the earth weight to that of the gravity to that of the 2. Print the equivalent weight on the planet input would be, sorry, sorry, would be planet weight. Let's run this one. Let's take 120. Let's take the Neptune as the planet. So we will get its, why there is an error here? Why? It should not be an error. The error indicates that there was an attempt to convert an string to float, which is not possible in Python. Which is not possible in Python because input are called, but either did not enter the value and prompted. No, it's not a thing. We generally use the float keyword. Here it is wrong, I guess. Something it is wrong about. Even it is did the proper multiplication over here. So what happens if you give the weight is been provided properly, but if you provided like I give another text which is not the planet name. If I say my new planet, that is Sudesh, my name itself, then sorry that the planet name is okay. Sorry the planet name is not there in the solar system or in the list. And once after that we will get to exist. Once we go to the exist, we'll come back this one. The error message exist none is occurring because the exist function is called in the else block if the entered okay else block if the entered planet name does not match on the specific. This causes the program to terminate abruptly. Additionally, there is a typo in the planet name Jupiter. Jupiter, sorry. Okay, which should be Jupiter. Typo index. Okay, Jupiter. No match spelling. Okay, no problem. This is okay. So, okay. I guess it's okay. It's okay to go ahead because in the Python code, we can write the exit here. In normally, it should also work out here also. Maybe there is a system error over here. So it's not a problem. In normal Python code, when we talk about in the Python IDE, we can write the exit over here in the else block. There is a no problem over here. So we'll try with the other planets too. Mercury. Okay. We are getting its planet weight. What is the weight of that particular person on the planet Mercury? So this was the entire problem agenda to for this session. We have seen two things: how to calculate the weight in the mass. That was the one problem statement, and the extension to that problem statement. If other than the mass, if the other planets were given, how to calculate the weight when the gravity is been provided with it. It's a simple program, Python program, where we make use of how to take the input, how to convert to that of the float. If it is been provided in the string, how to convert into that of the float or the numerical representation. And also we have understood why, how to use the elif keyword and if keyword, when to use it, and when to use the else keyword, and also the exit keyword, and the round function that tries to round off this numerical value to the number of decimal points that we want. Okay, that's the entire problem that we have discussed today, and the code to this is also been provided here. I will try to share the same code in the form. Please go through it once, and happy learning. In the next session, we will gonna learn about the control flow, how to use the for loop, while loop, And even we're going to discuss about this entire if and elif conditions also, as they are also the part of the control flow. Thank you for being a wonderful audience.